Hello there everyone, and a very happy Monday. I do hope that you're all having a beautiful day and a great Valentine's Day too. So the lovely Mary will be behind the badge today and she'll be popping in all of the links. We are going to be taking a closer look at our newest Craft Your Life project kit, which is the very pretty Never Stop Dreaming. Hello there everyone that has popped in. Hello there Nancy. Also, if you do share this live stream, you are in with a chance of winning a $15 gift certificate to the Ulta New store. So we have a short and sweet live for you today. So I'm going to pop you guys down and let's take a closer look at this very pretty set. So hello there, everyone that has popped in, and also the lovely Mary that is behind the Ulta New badge. Okay. So I think we are good. Hi there, Nancy. Hello there, Sue. Hello, Stacy. And thank you so much for sharing as well, everyone. So this is the very pretty Craft Your Life project kit. So this is the Never Stop Dreaming. In here, you get a 6x8 stamp set. We have a large floral image, rose vine even, and then lots of beautiful sentiments that can all be mixed and matched together to create some really cool ones. We also have a die set, which is going to cut around the image that we have in the stamp set. And we also have a label, which is really cool for those of us that likes to put our sentiments on a label and make a little bit of a feature of it. Hi there, Sharon and Vicky and everyone else that has popped in. As well as that, we also have the simple coloring stencil. So this is going to allow us to color that image in really, really quickly. And you do get the little masks as well. I just keep them in the packaging so I don't lose them. And then we also have a 3D embossing folder with that really cool label element in the center that you can then directly stamp your sentiment onto. So we are going to be creating 2 elements today. So what I wanted to show you is this is how the image looks when you have stamped and color blended. Obviously I've used some yellows and oranges here and some greens, but I did want to show you how a different look you can get if you do use a lighter ink. I'm glad that you are receiving your beautiful kits. Hopefully you have played with it already. Okay, so I'm going to grab a large block because we do need one. You can use a stamping tool as well, but you know me, I love my blocks. See, this is very, very pretty. So I have my large image. I'm just wondering if it's going to fit on this block. Oh, and it does. Okay, so this block is 6x6, and as you can see, it fits snugly into place onto this one. So to get a lighter look than this one over here, I am going to be using a gray ink for the outline. So I have the gray denim here. I would have normally gone for a lighter one, but I do want you to be able to see the lines when we're doing the ink blending. And we're going to go pinks on this one. You know, it is Valentine's Day. Pink and reds. Okay. Stamp that into place. Give it a good old squish down. Yeah, the die and the embossing folder work perfectly together. I think the one on the, I think they're the same size, so you could kind of cut the die out and then emboss it. I would recommend that you always do the die cutting first, otherwise you're going to squish it when you go to die cut it. So you don't want to get rid of that beautiful texture that you've popped down. So I have my gray image, and we're then going to color that with the simple coloring stencil. Like, oops a daisy. Let me just pick up my ink. I got a little bit excited and threw it. Sorry, everyone. Okay, so I have some pinks here. I'm just going to grab some blending tools. Thank you so much for sharing, everyone, and for joining me today for my Valentine. All right, so we have the stencils, and I'm going to go for number 1 first. We do have it etched, and you can see that we have the etching of the flowers on this one. So you're going to place that etching just on the flowers, and that is going to allow you to really line this one up really quickly. I'm going to go for some sea forest for the leaves, because that's what I have out. Sue, eggplant, sounds good. See, over here we call it aubergine, but I do like aubergine. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly add my colour through the stencil. I do love these simple colouring stencils. I mean, I like colouring, I do when I have the time, but when I don't have the time, these are fabulous, fabulous things. Okay, so that was sea forest. Okay, so I'm going to remove stencil 1. You can see just how cool that looks there. I move my stencil over so I can clean that off later. I'll just run that under the tap and then leave that to dry, and that'll be good to go. I'm going to then move on to stencil number 2. Hopefully you can see. So we have the etching of the 2, and this is going to go around all of the flowers. Just a little bit of tape. Oh, Sue, yeah, hopefully you've got signed up to that email list. I'm just using some of the satin masking tape just to keep that in place while I do my ink blending. This is the pink diamond. I mean, you don't necessarily need to use some tape to keep this down. You can hold it down, but I do find that that little bit of tape gives me, I don't have to put as much pressure on the edge. So I'm trying to add more color to where I think would be the base, where it would be the darkest. This is pink diamond. I don't know if I'd mentioned that, but it is. And I'm using a small blending tool, but you could use whichever blending tool you find works for you. Julie, yep, the layering stencils are fabulous. I love them so much. So I have my first layer down. I'm just going to twist. And we do have etchings on this one as well to help you pop those flowers in place perfectly. I love the etching. It just makes it so much easier. We're going for Pinkalicious this time around. Add that through. Again, trying to add more color to the base to give us that gradient effect. So that one that I've just done was the Pinkalicious. I can then remove the stencil and clean that one. I'm then going to grab stencil number 3. And it doesn't really matter which one you do first now, because they kind of got the same area in. So I'm just going to go for this one. Pop that into place. This one's a bit sticky. I think I've got embossing ink on it. So Rubelite is up next. Oof, that one is so vibrant, so pretty. Okay, then we do the stencil twist. It's like a little dance or a little song. I'm just going to pop that one into place. And there we go. A little bit of tape again. And then last but not least, we're going to be using that razzleberry. So this is the one that I just dropped on the floor. It's fine. Oh, yes, Sue, I do love yellow flowers. But I thought, you know, it's Valentine's, you guys, and my Valentine's today. So I was going to go pinks today. Okay, so there we go. And you can see, because we have that gray for the outlines, it's softer, a lot softer than this one because it has the black outlines. Even though I think the colors are more vibrant on this one, it looks softer. So you can get different colors. Hey, Bridget. Yeah, we're doing the stencil twist today. So yeah, you can get different looks just by changing the look of those. You do have the die to cut those out really quickly and easily as well. So I'm just going to move those over to the side and let's create a background, shall we? So I have a piece of 4¼ by 5½, and I'm going to grab the backing sheet off the double-sided adhesive from Altenew. I find this is awesome for lots of different things, and for ink blending is one of them. So pop that down, and I'm going to try and ink blend around the edges. Again, I'm going to use those pinks. Pinky pinks. Oops. Trying to find my large blending tool. When I do a background, I always tend to go for my large ones. I find that they add the color nicer than the smaller ones on a larger piece. I think we did have a video about the difference of our blending tools. I think it was out last week or the week before. Harmonique, it should be. If you want to know where to find it in your country, what I would do is email the happiness support team, the happiness team. Let them know where you would like to find it, and they will be able to give you a list of stores that may sell it where you are. Oh, this is the Pinkalicious that I'm using. So this is the second one up, and I'm trying to add more of that color around the outside edge. I am going to add some of the really light color into the center. Hey, Teresa. So I'm using the same colors as I used before. So Mary's already popped those in the links for you. So I've used, this is the Pink Diamond. I have the Pinkalicious, which is one of my favorite color names, around the outside. Now it does look a little bit splotchy at the minute, but that's fine. I always find that using a really light ink or this color as your base, and then you're going to work up to that really smooth texture, so don't worry. I'm going to go with Rubelite this time. Hello, Margaret. And I'm just trying to add it around the edge. So I don't want to go in as far as I did with the Pinkalicious. So these blending tools that I'm using are really handy if you do like to grab them like I do, instead of like holding them daintily. If you do want to really get in there with your ink blending, these ones are really great ones. I need to cut my nails though. Okay, so I have that, and then I'm going to work my way down into the pink color. Oh, thank you, Jen. I can't help it. Everyone knows now that when they watch a live that, yeah, I do hum when I craft. Okay, so I'm just blending that one out. So this is the Pinkalicious, and this is going to give me a softer blend than the previous one. And we are going quite vibrant now. So we have that down, and then we're going to blend that one out again. Yes, Sue, I think the more times you blend it, the smoother it will become. So if you are thinking, oh, my blending isn't fabulous, you know, when you first start, try going over it again. The first layer that you put down will not wet the cardstock completely, but it will dampen it and create like a film on top that is easier then to blend. So always go with your lightest color and then blend up and blend up and blend up until you're happy. Okay, so we have that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 3D embossing folder that does come with the kit, and I'm going to emboss this. So I will run off screen for a second. And I'm going to do it so this is offset, or maybe we'll do it in the center. Maybe we'll do it. I don't want to do it center, but hey, let's go for center. Let's go for center. All right, because that's where it is the lightest. So I'm just going to run off just for a second. I will leave these up here just so you have something pretty to look at just for a sec. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm just going to run this through my die cutting machine. I'm sorry that I do have to go off camera, but my die cutting machine is huge. So if I put that on my craft desk, I'll have no room for anything else. All right. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. So I've run that through. Hope you didn't miss me for too long. I'm just going to move them over. And we then have this very, very pretty panel. But I'm not done yet. You know, sometimes I would just stop, but I was having so much fun ink blending. I'm going to do it again. All right. So I am going to go in with some Pinkalicious, and this is going to kind of kiss the tops of the blending that we have down there. So I'm not trying to go as hard as I did last time because I do want the flowers and the raised images to be darker than the background. So we're Pinkalicious in this one up. So not all of them. I think there are a couple that aren't. We have a Embossing one which says hello. And I'm sure there's some that aren't 3D, that don't have the mixed layers. But I don't think there's many of them. Oh, Teresa. I wasn't gone for long. I ran. Okay. So I've added my Pinkalicious, and it's not made a huge difference just yet, but it has like kissed the tops of those ones. Oops. And then I'm going to go in with my Rubelite. Oops. Okay. Again, I'm not going in as far as I did this time. Like with the blending underneath, we do want an ombre on these two. I think I'm just going to go to town on this one because I have some gold ink out too. Yeah. How much ink can this piece of paper take? We're going to find out today. So that was that. And I'm then going to go in with some raspberry just kind of around the outside. Okay. So we've used all the same pinks. Just lightly going around those edges. Don't want to take it in too far. Okay. So now we have this, which is looking very, very classy, I must say. Okay. Now, just going to grab some gold. So this one is the antique gold. There are two different golds in the store, but this is my favorite. This is the one that I tend to grab, and the one that is on my trolley. So what I'm going to do is, instead of using a blending tool with this, I'm going to pop it down and I'm going to rub very, very gently. So it's just like whispering on top of that flower. And I am trying to go in circular motions rather than just like straight up and straight down. I find that that gives a better look. I'm trying to try and get that frame that we have too. Oh, to raise it, yes, you could have used some white as well. That would have given you some great highlights as well. Okay. Okay. I want to add some splatter to this as well, but I don't want to go in this space. I want this space clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my die and I'm going to die cut this. Okay. And this is going to be the perfect kind of mask. And you know what? I'm going to use this. This is some good stuff. Do not get rid of the waste of your double-sided sheets from Altenew because it works for so many things. And this is going to work perfectly for a mask. Have my die. Okay. So, can then place that into position on there. And then when I do my splattering, it is not going to go in that space that I want for my sentiment. I'm going to splatter onto this because I do tend to get rather messy. I'm going to use some of the antique gold from Altenew. Now, you may find if you do leave this standing, the mica is all going to drop to the bottom. So you will need to give it a good old shake. And once you start hearing that little ball bearing in there, that means it's doing its job and it's moving things around and everything's going to be lovely. Okay, shake, 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 shake. Okay, so I'm going to add some splatter. You could use the metallic watercolor set from Altenew as well. That works fabulously for a little bit of splatter. You know what? I like the gold splatter, but I do want to add a bit of brightness to it. I'm thinking the white is going to be too much, but I'm going to go for some iridescent. Could also spray the whole piece if you wanted to make it shiny. Maybe. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe we do give it a little bit of squirt. Hey, we're here. Ooh. That looks pretty. Okay. So now I can remove this. I can also wipe that off and keep that in my die packaging so I can use that again for a mask if I need to. And there we go. All right. Now, I think it would look a little strange if we were to stamp the sentiment in black on this very pretty looking card. So I am going to stamp my sentiment using that pigment ink from before, so the gold one. Okay. Just going to go, oops, pick up. And this one says, "We believe in you." So all of these sentiments will fit in here and they'll look cool. All right. Okay. So metallic ink. Squidge, squidge, squidge. So this says, "We believe in you." Sorry if my silver highlights are on the screen. I did try to not get my head in shot. Right, squeezing it down. You could also heat emboss that sentiment. I would have done that if I would have had time to let this panel dry. So I'd have let the panel dry for a couple of hours because we do have that pigment on there. We have the spray. We have lots of layers of ink too. So if you did want to heat emboss that, I would recommend that you let that dry perfectly before you did heat emboss the sentiment in the center there. So there is one. Okay, let's see if we can pop another together. Let's go with the same ink colors because we have them out. But we're going to use that yellow flower from before. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add, oops, a bit of an ink blend on here. Okay, as you can see, I have a lot of that ink already on my blending tool. So I'm just trying to get kind of a diagonal, oops, fingerprints, Lydia. Not great, not great. So I'm just going with the pink diamond just to try and get rid of those fingerprints that I've done. I was going to leave the top part white, but the fingerprints said, no, you need to go in a different direction. You need to do it a little bit more. All right. So we got a pink. Let's just jump to the rubelite. So these are the same colors. I believe this is called the Cherry Blossom Set. So we've got like a diagonal ombre going on this one. I'm hoping that the yellow flowers are going to be enough with this really vibrant background, but we'll see. We will see. Last but not least, I'm going to add some of that really dark color, so the rubelite. Okay, so there we go. Okay, right. We have the yellow flowers. I think the yellow flowers are going to be better than the pink ones. I think the pink ones will get very lost. So I know I haven't done blending in forever, and then it's just like, yep, we're just going to blend today. Lots of pinky blending. Okay, I'm going to grab the die, and I will need to run over to my large cutting machine again because this one will not fit through my mini bossum. When you have a large die like this, I would always recommend to kind of anchor it with your tape in 2 points rather than just one. That means it's not going to move around so much. Okay. Just setting up my die cutting machine. What I'll do is I'll pop this in. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm just going to put it in my, oops, die cutting machine and run that through. I'm just going to run it through the once. I'm hoping that's going to do it. Oops. Okay. Okay, that looks like it's cut really well. So there we go. And look how pretty that looks. If you wanted to, if you did want these edges not to pop out so much on the pink. You can go around the outside edge with a pink marker. I will show you just how different it looks, but I do like that it's popping out from there. This is the Rubelite marker. So you can see, if I just go around this bit, oops, and then you pop that on, it's, you know, you're just gonna look as though it's been stamped onto that background piece. So it's completely up to you if you want to go around the image. I'm kind of liking the white, but then when I did the pink, I'm thinking, okay, I maybe like the pink a little bit more. But hey, so I'm just gonna pop that down there again. I'm gonna add some splatter. Oh, lots of splatter. I just squirted it that time. It'll be fine. Just gonna heat set that a little minute. I do find that that's probably going to bring that flower in a little bit more because we have the gold there. Yeah. Okay. I do keep a couple of sentiments. So this is from the Sentiment Strips 3. And when I get a sentiment stamp set like that, I just stamp all of the images onto some black cardstock and then heat set with some white. So I find that that would work. I would probably need to trim that down a little bit, but you can see that we've got two very, very different looks using the same colors, apart from this one has the yellow, and all of the products in the Craft Your Life project kit, Never Stop Dreaming. So I'm just going to pop you guys up for a little minute. Hopefully you enjoyed the cards today. Okay, hello there everyone, I'm back. So I'm sorry that I did kind of sneak off a couple of times to use my die cutting machine, which is over there. It does not fit on this desk, so it has to have its own space over there. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for the lovely Mary as well for popping in all of the links. I'm sorry I do go very quickly. I get very excited and I just use all of the products. So again, everyone, thank you for sharing. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.